Welcome back to the channel, Cycle fans. Okay, time for the big reveal. If you remember on the last video I uploaded, I asked you, what did you think is the greatest whip I ever drove? And I gave you a whole bunch of hints. And you guys came up with some really good guesses, things that I didn't think of. Let's see, there was a Porsche 9FF, there was monster trucks, tanks, a BMW F1 car, a 917, a Wienermobile in there, a few other really good guesses. And I tried to give you some hints that, well, if you're listening really carefully, you might get it, you might not. And it turns out I underestimated you guys like I've done in the past, and I shouldn't do that because you guys are obviously smarter than the average followers out there. And one of you did get it right. I drove a Abrams main battle tank. Yeah. Bet you don't know any civilian that's ever driven one of those. Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. Not just unbelievable that I was able to drive it, be in it, but just that it happened at all. And just the circumstances that sort of made it happen. It's the kind of thing, it couldn't happen today. Post 9/11 world, there is absolutely no way any military base is gonna let a ordinary, average, everyday civilian get in their $5 or $6 million battle tank and start driving around with it. Especially when there's shells in it, okay? So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff I can talk about with this. I'm gonna do it in another video, okay? I'm gonna upload a whole nother video. I really don't have time tonight, I'm kind of pressed for time. But I'll upload another video, just walk you through the whole thing, kind of how it happened, you know, from start to finish, and just not even just talk about, you know, just driving the tank itself, but just everything I remember about that experience, about the tank, about kind of how it works. It was just an unbelievable education being in something like that. You get an appreciation for where your tax dollars are going, because, you know, you see this stuff on TV, you don't get that up close and personal to it, and you kind of, I don't think that much of it. You know, $5 million sounds like a lot for, you know, some little toy in the sand out there. But when you get up to it and you get in it, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a day I'll never forget. I probably spent half the day in it. Not necessarily driving it around so much, but just kind of learning how it works. I mean, I pretty much did everything in it that you could possibly do. Yeah, I'm really interested, and I'm really excited to kind of share it with you, share the story with you. So I'll tell you absolutely everything I can remember about it. There's a really, there's a few kind of quirks to it and a few interesting things just about the tank itself that I want to share too. And hopefully my memory is still good enough that I can remember it. And I do have a couple pictures from that day to prove that I was actually in it and I was actually driving around. So I'll get to that in the next couple of days. Kind of thanks for playing this game. A shout out to the person who correctly guessed it, and you were definitely listening to the hints I gave when I said it could crush a Bugatti Veyron or a Venom GT or any of that stuff, because obviously it would. So guarantee you nobody out there like Shmee or any of the other car people out there that do their big channels out there. I've never driven one of these things, and I guarantee you they never will either. So I kind of got that in my back pocket, so I like to pull it out every once in a while. So like this video if you like it, don't like it if you don't like it. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff, and subscribe today so you never miss an episode. Take care.